Welcome to Comvic's Choice, another series type of idea where I pick a thing or things I like, whether it be a game, music, or whatever, and talk about it.
What? Isn't that just reviewing with extra steps?
Scientifically possible!
Well, maybe? I will fully admit, when I put out the teaser, both WizTeal and Huntaru, my boys, guessed, kinda what I was gonna do. However, rather than what they guessed being reviews, I am going to do it a little differently. My twist is that I'm not looking to do some analytical, editorial shit that seeks to prove or disprove or persuade you into whether the music is good or not, because I don't give a shit about the details. I want to be able to just talk about something in a casual sense, albeit lazy sense. I tend to worry myself about the perfection in my videos, even when they aren't perfect anyway. I stress myself when I don't make anything, while simultaneously wanting to make things. This has kind of pained me for a while now, and overthinking myself to oblivion, I wound up meeting a compromise. The biggest hurdle I faced was passion in making some of this content, mostly due to burnout and lack of motivation. So basically, the idea to hold my own sanity over and also give you guys content while giving me content is to yammer on about dumb shit I like and enjoy it in a short, simpler format, with SFM stills to boot. The weekly segment I'm introducing to this channel is an album of the week styled format. In case you didn't know, I like music. Like, a lot. Particularly rock music and the metal. I could talk about metal's facets for days, both good and bad, since it is part of my everyday life, honestly. Since I don't have very many metal friends, I will share my thoughts on the internet, whether it be for me, or a newcomer, or another metalhead. Cool. It's mostly for me, though, because I enjoy this stuff and I'm tired about not talking about it personally. If you're not open to it, I understand, and fear not, for this is not the only thing I'm going to make on this channel. Just don't expect weekly big uploads or otherwise. I'm gonna kinda just do the rest of it at my own pace. This is not the only thing I'm going to do. So, I'm indecisive as hell, and what I can be decisive on is my music, and sticking to a weekly schedule to just talk about it, because I feel like talking about it. And luckily, there's no shortage of music. I mean, last time I checked my playlist, it was over 2,000 songs. Comvic's Choice will eventually branch into other territories, such as discussions or even opinions about things. I won't get political on you, so don't worry about that. I don't give a shit about politics, really. Though I may get strung into pointless rants about why Dark Souls 2 is bad, or why Pokemon Gen 5's evil team has a more realistic motive than Gen 4's. But that won't interfere with the album of the week, or as I will dub it in the video titles, AOTW. Finally, I want to say that some weeks may not be a full album. I may elect to choose a track or selected amount of tracks based purely on favoritism towards them. I may even cover individual tracks from albums with unnecessary levels of analysis cause I am bored. This format is flexible, and honestly, I'm only explaining all this deeply so I have a good launch pad for keeping the format. That's the long intro now. We are good. Ask questions if you have any in the comments below. This is Album of the Week, and today's album is starting off intense, but also classically. Kinda? Don't think the music genre. Persecution Mania by the German thrash metal god Sodom. Okay, if it isn't obvious by my totally original mascot, by the way, the modelers for the SFM guys, the guys who made the models, it's in the description. I love this band. I used to yield a straight rip-off of Vic Rattlehead from the band Megadeth as my channel mascot, back when it was New Kind of Fear, but I found that a soldier in a gas mask was a touch less edgy, and I love gas masks, so... and he has a leather jacket, so... after putting Comvic together, I was like, I need a mascot, and there you go. So now you got the gas mask boy here. Actually, despite the meme of Nam flashbacks, this album's title track literally involves the Vietnam War, a trend that spreads far amidst this band's career, as we shall find out. Don't believe me? Here. If that doesn't have you grabbing your M16 in a post-traumatic induced trance, I don't know what will. Anyway, here's a quick history lesson on Sodom, since, you know, you probably don't even know who the fuck these guys are, because they're a little obscure. In America, Metallica founded what made thrash metal, and then Megadeth and Slayer perfected it. Anthrax was kinda there, whatever. They were deemed as the Big Four thrash bands, leading to many following in their footsteps. The frontman, ex-miner, Thomas Such, or decided to go get some boys together to make thrash metal with a dash of black metal in their early beginnings. The band was a trio for most of its career, but within the last 2 years they've actually upgraded to a quadrilogy, adding another guitarist for even heavier sound potential. Sodom were ultimately part of a Teutonic Big Four, with its fellow bands being comprised of the amazing Creator, Destruction, and... Tankard? I haven't listened to Tankard. Sorry. If you're a metalhead and you watch this and you have a song, I'll do it for a Comvic's choice. But I don't know them. And I'm lazy. Sodom's first release was an EP that had to be cut down significantly due to budget restraints, which later resulted in the release of The Final Sign of Evil, which brought those tracks back to fruition. But soon after, however, the pure, dirty, dark thrash in the form of Obsessed by Cruelty was released by them. It's heavy, but even with high-quality recordings, it sounds like it was recorded in a garbage can in a musty garage. Still good music to break your neck to. But then we reach one of their grand masterpieces, Persecution Mania. This album is a speedy fucking ride that you will not get off of for 13 tracks. Once you hear that first track, Nuclear Winter, not only you want to activate the nukes, but you'll want to strap one of those nukes to a NASCAR with a jet engine and drive it into the nearest monster truck route. The fun doesn't stop there, of course, with gripping pieces of thrash metal you cannot miss, such as the title track, Persecution Mania, Enchanted Land, Christ Passion, and a banger finale of Bombenhagel. Oh wait, my apologies. I forgot to mention that newer prints of this record have the extended play Expurse of Sodomy on it. Expurse of Sodomy adds 4 chilling tracks, a re-recording of their classic Outbreak of Evil, the dark but complexly crafted Sodomy and Lust, and the chilling entry into My Atonement. I almost forgot as well, if you enjoy a nice cover here and there, prepare for an awesome rendition of the song Iron Fist, originally made by Motorhead, one of Sodom's top inspirations and one of the earliest heavy metal inspirers of all time. I know I ain't talking technicalities as far as musical language, so apologies in advance if you are seeking an analytical look at why the E chord is the best thing ever. One thing that may be a bit of a turnoff, however, for most in this music, is the peculiar lyric style presented in Sodom's music. Tom Angel Ripper has sung from day one and still does to this day. To me, compared to most death metal, black metal, and similarly intense genres, he captures everything I want in an intense singer. He has a grittiness to his voice that I really cannot find in other bands, no matter how hard I search. What is even more mind-blowing to me is that German is his first language, and in nearly every song Sodom has made in its history has been sung in full English. Tom reaches the perfect growl for me as well, not sounding too Cookie Monster-y or ridiculous. He just sounds, well, sinister. To top it off, Tom shreds on the bass, bringing the otherwise vastly underrated instrument to the forefront more than ever in some pieces. For this album, you'll notice the shredding guitar riffs being played by none other than Frank Blackfire, who is the lead and only guitarist on this album, and when he fucking shreds, he fucking shreds. Need I say much more than that? Finally, the amazing Christian Witch Hunter was practically a founding member of Sodom. He played on drums, and oh my god, His playing is glorious on some tracks, such as Sodomy and Lust. And may Witch Hunter live on through this album, for he passed away in 2008, 1 year after he reunited with the band to record The Final Sign of Evil. A feeling that I can't shake from this album is a foreboding, dark atmosphere. Sodom sings about rather gritty topics most of the time, and definitely tips some edgy scales, I will admit. And I mean, I could really give a shit, because I'd rather be edgy with this than with this. However, I must say, Jesus, these songs fit perfectly in someone's dungeon or nightmares. The high energy of this album somehow also has a tone of darkness and low energy that it perfectly sinks. I found myself one time waking up at college and finding it to be snowing. Pretty damn good at that. As I walked to the dining hall outside, decked out in dopey snow boots and heavy clothes, I have nuclear fucking winter blasting in my ears. Yeah, it's cheesy because the title has winter and it's winter, yeah. But honestly, it was a really neat vibe, I gotta say. In short, this is a thrash metal experience that will kick your ass front to back. A must listen to for metalheads. For those non-metalheads, try out a track or two. Whether it's morbid curiosity or being open to a new experience, I highly recommend it. I could say so much more about this album, but we'll be here all damn day. Instead, I'm going to suggest that you check out the remaster that this fine gentleman has made. Digital versions of the original album tend to have a botched volume and overall lack of bass. At least this seems to be the case on iTunes, I don't know. So if you like any of the tracks I mentioned, then definitely go check out this remastered version. And it was remastered in 2017, which is even better. And if you want to give your money to the band, buy another vinyl of theirs, or a t-shirt, or a flag, or all of the above like I did.